I feel like today is going to be another masterclass. It's going to be another masterclass for me. I'm not going to play humble. Thank you. Thank you for the heart. It's going to be a masterclass. So get your notepads and your pens ready. It's going to be a masterclass. Last time I was here on the live, I think I brushed upon a little bit on the notion of worthiness and gratitude, as apparently from, if I my clients are usually very fluent in sort of the law of attraction, law of assumption, universal laws, whatever, jargon. So I hear that a lot, this programming of gratitude. You have to raise your frequency and be in gratitude, and in order to vibrate higher and manifest faster, manifest period, manifest longer. And it's really silly, you know, and I don't follow anyone, so I'm not sure really what gurus are telling you. I've already told you for years now, I'm not your guru. I preach about you becoming your own guru, you becoming your own healer. That's why I talk about self-healing. Understanding the tools that you need to become your own healer, so that you don't have to rely on anyone, putting anyone on a pedestal, basically losing your own royalty, your own throne, and giving it to someone. And things like that are kind of, it's 2024. And it's kind of sad that people are still relying on the notion of, I have to raise my frequency, I have to vibrate higher in order to manifest, knowing that you're already manifesting. Manifesting is what we do. We emit thoughts, we go out, we observe, we make judgment, we pass judgment, we're manifesting. Now, some people are manifesting stagnation. Some people are manifesting trauma, even more trauma. Some people are manifesting fear, self-pity. Every time, whatever you observe, you put on a pedestal, meaning that you give it more importance than yourself, you're manifesting more of that. So, speaking from personal experience, okay, I've been doing this for now 22 years. I'm 43. Happy birthday to me. So I've been doing this for 22 years now, since I was 19. Wait, I think it's more. And well, actually the first time I made money, I was 21. First time I charged someone. First time someone came and asked me for a reading, for advice, for any type of magic, I was 7. Right after the first time I saw Oshun. You know that story if you have my book, and I've talked about it on my YouTube channel for a long time now, so you know the story. So I've basically been doing this for my entire life, off and on, because of course, as a spiritual, we're going through our own karma. When we believe in that, so you give in to karma. You have to do a lot of healing yourself. You have to, deal with a lot of attacks, spiritual attacks, curses, bloodline related or family curses, things of that nature. So off and on, I've been actively doing this since I was 7 years old. And the first time I was paid to do this, I was 21 and I'm 43 today. So yes, 22 years old, 22 years of me doing this. Gratitude is bullshit. And I'm not one to curse. I really never curse, but I don't have another word for this. I've never seen anyone. So I'm going to take a few examples. The easiest example is someone who's rich, okay? So I grew up in a very well-off background. I lost that when I chose to move to the US by myself and to follow my first boyfriend, thinking that he was going to be the love of my life. So I turned my back on my background. That's when I started experiencing scarcity, right? Thank you for the birthday wishes, Lisa Camille. And because my brain was already innately set up, my software, my engineering was already set to never believe that I belonged to any type of material scarcity. You know, I moved right back to thriving, to living amazingly, lavishly, never having needs and things of that nature. And never, ever, ever in my 22 years of doing this, have I ever seen someone who is well off experiencing or expressing gratitude? Never. Never have I seen anyone going for the 50th time on first class on a plane, or flying on private jet or business, or anyone eating at a 5-star palace. Anyone stopping to say, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. It doesn't happen. Let's bring it to regular people. Any type of social background, a woman who is cherished and adored by her man, or any man that she is with. I'm not anyone to promote promiscuity, so let's just stay, with a few partners, not many. Have you ever been in a relationship where you are with a person for a certain number of years? Do you wake up every day saying thank you? Do you connect to gratitude on a daily, on a moment-to-moment basis all the time? Even if the guy is the most handsome man, even if the man is the richest man who spoils you, at some point, you get used to it. It becomes normal to you. And I have clients who are multi-millionaires, who buy my potions like it's mineral water. Never ever. They come for other things. They come because they have man repellent, because they can't keep a man, because men are disloyal, because they have suffered from addiction, because they feel lonely, because they feel disconnected, whatever, they're basically disconnected from their pleasure. They come to me. Money is not the issue. They don't stop to say or to ask themselves, am I vibrating high enough so I can continue attracting that money? It doesn't happen. A woman who is with a man for 10 years, 10 plus years, 20 plus years, stops noticing the things she was maybe even trying to manifest or wanting to manifest years back. The body becomes normal. The body becomes used to whatever it experiences. And actually it works the other way around. The body becomes used to scarcity. It's a survival mechanism. The body becomes acquainted and addicted to scarcity. So let's just get this out of the way. Yes, you can be grateful for your health. Coming from someone like me who has had a prior life of sickness and surgeries and having frequent flyer miles with the doctor's appointment. Yes, occasionally, when you have had such lack of, when you feel great in the beginning, you say, oh, thank you, wow, it feels so good to be in my body. But even that, regular people who don't have health problems, who are just healthy, amazing, living their life, never stop and say, thank you for my health, unless you remind it of them, remind it to them. But no one does that. The body gets used to any situation and it becomes the norm. So whenever you're on the journey of transformation, and if you've known me for a number of years, you know that I really, really dislike the word manifesting, but I have to use it because all of you are brainwashed sheep. It has become your vocabulary to say things like, I'm manifesting this, I'm trying to manifest this. When this is just natural to you. For me, it's a journey of transformation. How do I transform myself? How do I transform myself emotionally, mentally, so that I become a new person, so that I don't bring, every day I wake up and I don't bring yesterday. I don't bring the trauma from yesterday. I'm a different person. Every night I consider that I die, which you do. You leave your body. I'm not going to get into really like occult spirituality, but every day is a rebirth. So why would you bring trauma from yesterday today? Doesn't make sense. It's a journey of transformation, of becoming someone else, because only that other person can be entitled to have the privileges, but also the problems that come with being that new person. That is why it's an ever-evolving journey. If you are right now transforming into attracting the love of your life, it's a journey of becoming, right, the love of your life yourself, so that the person matching that comes to you. The soul that is acquainted to you loving yourself is going to come to you. If you're on a journey of transforming yourself so that you can see more financial accumulation, wealth, enjoying your money, not having what we call in my country the pierced, the hole in the hand, where some of my clients have that. They make so much money, but then the money goes to solve problems, to reinvest. They never really see, they play the game of money, but they never get to be in the love making with money. And what's the point? What's the point of having a lot of money stuck up somewhere, but somehow you can't seem to enjoy yourself? You're so busy and it feels like it's impossible for you to have time. They come to me, they get the potions. Okay? Now, transformation requires you to become a new person. What probably people don't tell you is that the only way I know that is free meaning free of charge, meaning you don't have to pay for, the only way you can transform and manifest that new you is through, and this is the secret. I know everyone says that. The secret is isolation. Being alone. Haven't you heard stories of people experiencing amazing life transformation? There are so many movies, biographies, books, or people of a grand stature, public people who come to you and who say, I spent 2 years in my car. I hit rock bottom. And then the breakthrough happened. And then I manifested the new me. We love those stories, the stories of the heroes, right? So keep that story in mind. You also have the story of the people who pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to go to a retreat. They go to Costa Rica. They go to Ibiza. They go to India. They go to Tibet to do a retreat, to change themselves, to die spiritually. And they come back and they say, I'm a new person. Because they went on that retreat. And I was one of those. I told you, I spent 3 years in an ashram. You go there, your mind is saturated with singing mantras, healing, reprogramming your mind, or emptying your mind, because when you go to any type of retreat, you come with your burden. You come with your trauma. You come with the abuse you went through. You come with the loss that you experienced. You come with the baggage. And what does a retreat or living in a temple teaches you? The law of detachment. Because you're surrounded usually by bare minimum. When I go once a year to my village, there's no one. There's the temple. It's basic living conditions. There's nature. All we do is meditate, wait for the time to do our spiritual baths because we need to purify our energy body, and then the time when we honor our divinities. Offerings, again, chanting the mantras, etc., etc. So you have a person like that who was in isolation. She was in an environment where she did not have to be confronted, bombarded by other people's agenda, other people's thoughts. Whether you speak to people or not, just by going outside, you meet people energetically. That is why your aura sometimes is going to tell you. You meet someone, you don't even need to speak to that person. You sit next to someone. I remember when I used to take the subway when I lived in New York. You sit, someone comes and sits next to you, and you immediately feel repulsed. That person didn't do anything to you. But their aura coming in contact with yours contaminated you. So that's why, again, isolation. Another type of story where you're going to have someone who changes their life tremendously and has a breakthrough is near-death experience and sickness. Again, I come to you as your case study. Having been sick many times, as it was a way also to propel me very fast. Very fast. Every time, even though I closed that karma, I closed that vow today. But despite the suffering that happened, because that was my generational curse, that was what I was supposed to go through until I was awakened to that and found my key. Meeting my goddess. Over and over and over again. Different versions of her until I get the most elevated version of her. But near-death experience and sickness. What is it when you're sick? Anyone there who's been sick, even when you're at bed rest, when you are carrying a child, when you're pregnant. Maybe that's not a good example because many of you stay like on social media and stuff like that. But it is the loneliness. It is going through, I'm alone. I have nothing to do with myself. I'm in isolation. I can't do anything. Yes, you can have a book to read, but you have a lot of time alone, not being influenced. The only way you can transform 1 month, if you have the possibility, regardless of your situation, to say, I'm going to give it a leap of faith. I'm going to take 1 month, go somewhere alone, no TV, no phone, barely any neighbor. and you reprogram yourself completely. You saturate your mind, your software. You heal. So you do all of the rituals that are providing healing so that you kill the old version of you. You don't bring that baggage back to you, because a lot of you are addicted to trauma. I speak to so many people on a daily basis. You're addicted to trauma. There's always an excuse for why you're not where you want to be. Always an excuse. Okay, let me not bring my own life story. You take time by yourself. You saturate yourself. You heal. You use whatever. Why do we use baths? Why do we use elixirs and potions? Why do we drink even our potions? Is to remove the implants, what we call implants. Basically, all of the stuff that shows up as emotional triggers. Haven't you noticed, if you ever practiced any type of reprogramming, any type of tapping, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, affirmations, self-hypnosis, things like that. Haven't you noticed the session is amazing, you do your affirmations, and then you go out, bam, you're reminded that I'm still stuck in this situation. You look at your place, I don't know where you live, but say you want to manifest a different life financially. You feel that you don't have enough money. You're living month to month. You're in scarcity, financial scarcity. You have fully embraced being poor, hardworking, suffering. You want to have a better life, but you've embraced that this is real. So you live in your apartment or your home. I have clients who have money, but they're stuck in a town. They say that. I'm in a town where there's, nothing happens. I live in a town where there are no men. Oh, I've heard that. I live in a town where there are no men. No men, no good eligible men. All of the good men are either married or they're in same-sex situations, etc. Again, they are addicted to suffering. They've made peace with their addiction, with the victimhood mentality. So, the one solution, if you can, I urge you, get whatever money you have, go for 1 month, have your list of all of the things you need to do, be in peace with being bored. You are too stimulated. I love it for myself because I'm lucky. My clients find me. I have an amazing life. I eat well. I have my pastry every day. Whenever I have an idea, within 3 days, the project comes to fruition. I will talk about my project because you've seen my TikToks and my Instagram, the fact that I was working on this thing. 1 week, it was done. You need to be in peace with going through the boredom, going through the, I don't know what to do with myself, the agitation. It's all of those demons, all of your energies that are gonna come, they're going to come to you and tell you, what are we gonna do with ourselves? Do this, get your phone. You want to always be distracted, but at the same time, you want to manifest. But at the same time, manifesting is transforming. So you want to manifest without changing the comfort of I'm a victim, the comfort of I need to watch whatever video, whatever new celebrity showed up with a new music video, or I need to see who this person is wearing because it's fashion week and I need to see what they're wearing and have opinions. You're putting everything on a pedestal. The problem is you only have you. You only have you. There's only one throne. It is yours. The moment you give attention to something else, you remove yourself from that throne and you put that thing on that throne. That thing becomes the object of your manifestation. That's why it's so difficult for you to truly transform when you feel that, but I have bills to pay. But I have, one of my clients told me, but I own a business. I have employees, I have salaries to pay. One other client of mine, she's married, but she's not satisfied with the quality of her man. And she says, I've evolved and my man has not evolved. She wants to change that man. So her issue is, I don't want to leave him, but I want him to change. I need him to understand that he needs to change. No. This is her opinion. This is her truth. This is what she put on a pedestal, the fact that her man is mediocre. It's not the man the problem, because the man is happy, perfectly happy being an underachiever in her life. She has a problem with it, so she needs to change herself so that he either matches to her, to the way she's elevating, always enjoy, always in the, following the pleasure principle. Because the moment you nag, the moment you feel that it happened to me, you put that thing higher than you. If you're lonely, if you can't seem to attract a man, there are many reasons. First of all, I would look into your curses. Do you have patterns in your family around women not keeping men, women talking bad about men? Then you go to, have I met my goddess? Have I done my honoring? Have I looked into karma? Am I carrying and holding on to a karma of, I don't want to keep men around me? I kid you not. I have spoken, over the past 20 years of me doing this, I have spoken to some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, I've ever encountered. And I've spoken and seen women that you would believe to be completely average. And there is no correlation between a woman who is by Western criteria beautiful, meaning the media, meaning social media, meaning the women you lust after, the women you envy, the women you look at when they post a photo and they're in the bathing suit and you say, oh, amazing body, oh, whatever. There's no correlation between that type of beauty and the entitlement to being loved, cherished, provided for, adored, being that woman who stays on her pedestal even in a relationship. Because some women that you would consider to be average looking get the amazing Switzerland investment banker who just cherishes just her breathing is like he's in awe. And you would look at her and say, what does she have that I don't have? Energy. She has the energy of someone who never doubted that every single man on the planet is there to keep her on that pedestal. So you need to identify what are you missing right now. For some of you, it's very easy. If I take the example of money, or if I take the example of men, of romance, it's easy to identify. You look at yourself wherever you are and you say, if there's a part of you that says, I wish it were different, I wish I had more, then that's what the transformation needs to be about. So I've talked about isolation. Isolation is the only way you can fast track your manifestation. You leave, a man cheated on you but you still love him, or a man leave you, or you're attracted to a guy and he doesn't really see you that way. You go for a month or 2 months without ever being in contact with that man. You change yourself. You don't expect, you don't hope, not like those people who say, oh, I said those affirmations for 3 days and he called me. You still put him on the pedestal because him calling you still is what you're like, oh, I manifested, but it still makes you shiver. The only person that should make you shiver is when you walk by a window on the street and you get a glimpse at yourself and you're like, whoa, it's me. Yes, then you need to shiver. You need to feel amazing. You need to be like, what? is this me? That's it. Anything else that makes you feel like, that money reached me. I attracted money. I wanted to manifest $50,000. I got $38,000 within 2 days. Oh, amazing. You put that money up there. You removed yourself from it. Most likely, it's a one-shot thing. It's not going to be a revolving door kind of money. Because you were impressed by what you saw. You're impressed by your observation, meaning that you're still in that, whenever I have this, the condition of manifestation. So you have not transformed, really. You haven't transformed. Because that thing still impresses you. There's a part of you that still feels that I'm not someone who manifests that. I'm not the person who manifests that. That's why you're impressed by it. So you're telling that money, which if you are in my spiritual course, if you've taken my manifestation webinar, you know that what we call energy for us occultists, for us who have gone through several layers of initiations, money is a spirit. So you're putting that spirit that doesn't have a life 3D incarnation, you chose to incarnate in the physical, and you put that spirit, that energy, let me call it energy because there might be some people who are into Western law of attraction thing and then you're thrown off. You put that energy above you. What are you saying to that energy? It doesn't match me. That energy is not me. Because I notice it and I'm impressed by it. So it means that someone like me doesn't deserve that. Someone who looks like me, almost like, again, you want to manifest romance. You've said your affirmations. You've used my potions. With my potions is different because it washes you. But you're doing all of those things and guys start to look at you on the street. And you're like, oh, it's working. People are looking at me. The only one you should be impressed is you looking at yourself. Because people looking at you is just the result of you being magnetic. Anyone who's magnetic is going to be looked at. People don't have a choice. They're going to be like at miles away from you. They're going to feel, turn around. What's there before even acknowledging that it's you. But when you start saying, and I have that, and I've had conversations with the women who are my clients, it annoys me when they say, I've been using your potion, it's my second month on my potion prescription, and I've seen this, and that. And I'm like, you're boring me. You're wasting my time. Of course, those are the byproduct. Those are the positive collateral damages of you falling in love with yourself and feeling, not thinking, feeling, emotionally being in the presence, the vibration of, it happens to someone like me. So you can't come back to me and say, hey MP, I did Morning to Manifest for a week and I'm a trader and I made 100K. No, like, you don't come to me for cause and effect. You know, you come to me because you're transforming, you're becoming. So of course you should expect a whole bunch of things to happen. But when you come back to me and say, I'm on month 2 of my potion prescription, I'm on my second potion, I'm amazed, you know, this guy called me back. I'm really worried. It means your addiction to trauma, your addiction to victimhood is still not over. And this is not anything that you can reprogram. I don't care the amount of daily affirmations you say. If your body hasn't switched to a new body energetically, it's not gonna happen. And let me just put this, get this out of the way. For one affirmation to work, to fully work, meaning that you're replacing an old belief with a new one, you have to repeat that affirmation 50,000 times. 50,000 times. why even bothering when you can just kill yourself energetically and be reborn with a new energy? Why putting yourself? It would actually, and that is why isolation works. When you go for 1 month or 2 months with no contact with family, friends, anyone, and all you have to do is to read an affirmation, yes, then yes. The majority of you have chosen to live in a situation where you're going to go to work, you're going to go to school, you're going to have family, you're going to have friends, and you want to honor those vows with the souls of those people. Those soul contracts, you want to honor them. That's why you would say things like, but I can't leave because I have bills to pay. I have my degree, I need to at least have my degree because my parents, need me to have a doctorate, a PhD, or to be a lawyer. You want to honor those vows, so you choose to stay in a situation where you're going to be, whether you like it or not, bombarded. I'm in my place. My place is pretty big. There's a big garden, and then there's the street. The people that are walking by the street there, whatever they're emitting as thoughts is energy. I'm touched by it. Someone walks by there and says, I hate rich people. Rich people are mean. I have not been in contact with them. It influenced me. I was in contact with them. Their energy touched mine. So imagine, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky because I'm someone who can go every other weekend, get on the plane and go to another destination. I'm someone who has a occupation, a money generating occupation, which allows me to take 1 day per week when I'm in complete silence. And I can just moan, scan myself and see where have I been contaminated and shift that. I'm lucky because I'm someone who makes my own potion. Last month, my potion was worth $12,000. My thing, it's for me. I put the best. I put diamonds. I put the rarest things because I scan myself. I know what I need. Why would I be stingy with myself when clients come to me and I make amazing potions to them? I'm my number one client. I am the person I want to impress most. I'm the person I want to seduce most. I'm lucky also because I have every Friday is Goddess Day. It's been like that for now maybe 11 years. Every Friday I don't work. I never work on Friday. I don't care. I don't work on Fridays. There have been exceptions, but very rare exceptions. So I have time to recalibrate my energy. I have time to look at my emotions and see, okay, where have I been touched? Because just like you, I have a family. I have members of my family who are truly still flawed energetically. We don't match, but I love them and they love me. So I still have to be on the phone with them. I still need to get on the FaceTime with them. I still need to WhatsApp them and say, hey, I love you. What's going on? I still need to have encounters with them. They're my family, right? But they trigger me because of the way they live, the way they think, what they show. Sometimes not with me anymore, but like the judgments they have over life, it affects me. So I finish a conversation and then I say, okay, I know I have my evening routine when I'm going to do my moaning, and I'm going to see where an implant, an old limiting archive of thought, of pain, of trauma was touched, was reopened. So I can say, hey, okay, I see you, but no, this is not, I know this is the same body, but it's not the same person. That memory is not me anymore. This one died already. But I have to do it every day. So when you don't have a choice to isolate yourself, Please don't get into stupidity of, I'm going to tap into gratitude. I'm going to listen to a video or a meditation where I can connect with gratitude because I look at the sky is blue, the sun is shining, the ocean has waves and water, and the birds are chirping. Let me just find a reason to be grateful and connect to the abundance of the universe and see how God is amazing because of the infinity. Please. The people who are telling you this, they either want to keep you down because they know, or it wasn't their karma to experience scarcity in whatever situation you need, saying that you're going to go to a guru who teaches you how to manifest a specific person just because this wasn't the hard thing. It was part of their path to innately know how to manifest a specific person. Now they're telling you that they hold the key to that. You're going to do whatever they need you to do, and you're still not there because you haven't understood that manifesting a specific person, that specific person is you. It's you. If you're caught on, this is the one person, this is the only one person I want to be with, you put them on a pedestal. It says that without that person, I'm not full. It's telling also that I honor the vows of suffering that this person, because this is a person that reminds me of, they're supposed to be a master showing you that, no, you need to worry more about loving yourself. And you took that lesson as, no, I need to fight my way through manifesting them back. That is why, my other pet peeve, when clients come to me and they talk about their twin flames and their soulmates. The only twin flame you have, if you've taken any of my programs, you would know. It's an entity that is your sacred husband. That sacred husband can provide love, can just blow love, devotion to any man you meet that has signed a vow with you that they could be a man that is going to love you and be devoted to you, and whatever criteria you find important in a man. To say that I'm now going to pay tarot readers and healers and get this manifestation course to get my specific person to love me, and you do the course and whatever. I'm saying this because I've had clients who tell me this, and you're miserable because that guy texts you and you're like, oh, I'm manifesting, he texted me. Best case scenario, you manifest him. Great, amazing. He's still up there and you're still here. Worst case scenario, you manifest him and you realize it wasn't even all that in the first place. This is not the guy, really. Or you're miserable because you just can't get him. You don't get the lesson, which is it's not about him, it's all about you. Someone talks about the Kundalini. I'm not here to teach you about the Kundalini. Get on my course, you understand what the Kundalini is. I have a spiritual course. Here I'm talking about manifestation. So that is why I've been talking about for years now, incorporating self-healing and self-seduction tools and rituals in your day, meaning that most people cannot isolate themselves. Most people are not going to have a car crash that is going to force them into awakening to the new them. Most people are not going to spend $30,000 to go to a retreat in Miami with a big guru where they're going to be amazing because they're going to be surrounded by people who are searching for transformation, and the guru is there and their challenges and their whatever. I'm saying this just because I'm thinking I was contacted a while back by someone who's very, very well known, and they wanted me. They're saying that I was a good candidate for my business. And the thing took place in Miami, I believe. And it was about $20,000, and we were there. And I looked at the thing. We had like conversations. It was so exhilarating. Yes, it's going to create a momentum. When you come out of something like that, you're motivated. You've been surrounded by people. You have like a focal group or whatever, like-minded people. And then you go back to your regular life, your regular job, your regular body, your regular average apartment, regular looking boyfriend or husband. And you're like, oh, this is my reality. And you go back to the trauma. It's day by day. Earlier today, I posted on a TikTok something about take baby steps and do it every day. Don't search for the breakthroughs. Don't search for the miracles. I manifested $1 million. I'm a millionaire. No, maybe right now what you need is to manifest support. Maybe right now, yes, you have the potential to manifest $20 million, but you're so busy by life that what you need maybe is help. It's not about the big thing. Right now, what you should focus on and maybe affirming is, I'm provided for, I'm supported, I'm divinely supported, therefore the 3D is supporting me. And see how it feels, and do the rituals about it, and do all of the things that wash away and wash off all of the reasons why you did believe that it was not possible. How can I ever be a billionaire? How can I ever open a business if right now I'm working 3 jobs? Right now you need to manifest something else. A bridge. Something that takes you to, yes, it's going to be possible, but this is not the big, you're not looking for the big miracle. I'm looking for the next step, the baby thing, the baby step. And that is why I've been talking about it. You do your moaning because you connect your sexual energy as a woman. And I want to say, I don't know who's there on the live right now. If you're a man, bye, because I'm not talking to you. Everything I just said, consider that it's the opposite for a man. We're not built the same. Just throwing it out there. The woman, because the woman is going to manifest through her womb. The man is going to manifest through what? Did you take my webinar? I talked about it a couple of years ago also. Here, the equivalent is here for men. This is where men manifest. Men don't manifest through their sexual energy. Men, through the sexual energy, come and take. So, it is not the same. You need to connect to your womb. So, every day, you need to, the only action you need to take is to saturate yourself with everything that represents the new you. And at the same time, isolating yourself. That is why if you come to work with someone like me, I have mantras. And my mantras, I made them nice to listen to, because most people are used to being distracted. Most people love to watch music videos. Most people love to listen to the radio. Most people are going to get in their car instead of listening to an audio of 3 hours of themselves having sat down and repeated an affirmation or listening to a mantra. They're going to go and listen to a podcast and say, oh, this podcast is so amazing. You're listening to people who are flawed in their energy because it's entertaining to you, and you're distracted and you're wondering why I'm trying to manifest, but I'm not really transforming because I'm still surrounded by all of the things that have kept me there in the first place. That's why I have mantras. That's why you should go and look for other people who do mantras that you can just, that's the only thing you have. You only listen to mantras. You only affirm. You affirm all day throughout the day. All day throughout the day, so no other thought has a choice. They can't go, they can't sink in because you're already full. And you seduce yourself by doing the moaning and the healing, because the moaning is scanning yourself every day, connecting with your sexual energy and connecting with all of your chakras. And yes, you're going to have that kundalini. But what is the kundalini? It's for another video. Actually, I'm not ever gonna talk about it here. I paid too much. I had too many mentors, too many things in my life to really know what the kundalini is, just to give it here for free. If I give it for free, it will never serve you. You have to pay for that stuff. It has to be an exchange of energy in order for you to have to for it to sink in. You have to have a vow with that money energy, so that there's an energy exchange, so that the money energy itself grants you permission for you to have that belief sinking in. So even if I give it to you today, it would not, you won't believe me, or you would be distracted, something else will pop as I'm saying it, or you're going to take it in, write it down, and forget about it. It's the law. You have to have an energy exchange in order for anything to be of transformation. It is about the daily rituals. It is about incorporating you being an energy body in the physical life that you're living. That's it. No excuses. Again, I have clients who work as doctors, so they have irregular hours. Sometimes they work at night, sometimes they work during the day. That's why they come to me, we get the potion, we look at their schedule, and we determine, okay, you can do it this way, that way, on that time, and etc. I had a client yesterday, I told her, you go to the bathroom. Actually, yesterday. No. Thursday. You go to the bathroom, take your bathroom breaks for 10 minutes. Don't go to lunch. Sacrifice your lunch. You have a 30-minute lunch, you go 10 minutes. You apply your potion, you do your potion touch-up, and you recite your affirmations. And then you find a place for 20 minutes where you're going to sit by yourself. I don't care if you're on campus. I don't care if you work. You're going to have co-workers telling you, hey, you want to have lunch together, because you're addicted to the distraction. Or you're going to say, oh, they're going to say, I never want to eat with them, so I'm just going to do it. You put that on the pedestal. All of those things are the reasons why you're not transforming. Period. A lot of women that I've met are afraid even to being by themselves. A client of mine would go from one relationship to the next because she couldn't be alone. She couldn't face herself alone. So she chose promiscuity. She chose to be and believe that every man, the next guy, is going to be the man of her life. Every single man she was with, she believed that this is the one. All of the men were the same man in a different costume. All of them, despite her devotion to them, her vow to serve them, to be the amazing partner to them, all of them left her, or all of them disappointed her, or all of them at some point cheated. There was a disloyalty in the energy. And it's not about those men, because you can take that same guy and he comes to someone like me. I don't even have to do anything. I just show up, I breathe, I smile, and he's going to be like, okay, this is it. This is it. She's the one. He may have gone through 2,000 ones before, but I will be the one for him. He didn't know it before. And me, it's going to be pure loyalty because of my energy, because my expectancy, because I don't even have to think about it or worry about it. Oh, wait a second. Do you understand? So, I think I talked a lot. Let me show you. Okay, I had questions about my book because I showed this. Okay, I showed you my book, which I printed. No, when you buy the book on my website, the book is still the digital version. I made these because these, I like to gift them to my potion clients, so that if they don't know what is the pleasure principle, they can just have this and then read through it. And also for me, it reminds me, look, this is me. You know, I'm on my third, fourth book now. And for me me to have this is just like, okay, I just look at myself, I look amazing, and I speak the truth, and I say things from my heart that I hope you just understand that the shadow work you're doing, the addiction to suffering, to victimhood, all of the importance you put to, I'm going through, spiritual awakening is hard. No, you're just tapping into that. You're just tapping into, it's hard because you have a belief somewhere in the back of your mind that when it's hard, it is worthy. Because somewhere, someone taught you, you saw your mother working hard and you had this thing, it was in you, ingrained, that when I work hard, I receive, and it's worth it because I deserve it. You were born deserving. Just because you were in someone's womb, you had a soul contract with them to say, I'm going to be born with you, whether you're flawed, whether you're an abusive parent, whether you're the most amazing parents, you signed that contract to show up. You were already deserving of all of life's riches. Here, life, the world is your playground. But I can say that 100,000 times. If that belief is in you, it still lingers on you. You can tell that to yourself. Yes, maybe 50,000 times. But it is something that you remove spiritually. Otherwise, it's going to show up to you in other ways. It's going to disguise itself and show up to you. Either as in, I need to work in my relationship for my relationship to work. Or I need to work hard in order for my business to stand and have foundations. You're going to have that thing where it's going to show up one way or another in your life that there's an effort that needs to be made, because that is the belief, the energy that you carry like a burden. That's it. The only way is through emotionally releasing it, saturating yourself with the plants, the elixirs, the spirits, the whatever. That's why we do mantras. What are mantras? Mantras are sacred words of ancient sacred languages. That's why most mantras are of old languages. Sanskrit, literary Arabic, ancient Greek, Hebrew. Then you can go to the Native American languages. You can go to languages of indigenous people like me, coming from an ethnic group. I don't even think we're 100,000 people, my ethnic group. Those are the languages that still carry a high vibration. What is the vibration? I'm going to get occult here just because, so, bear with me. The vibration is the blueprint, the spiritual blueprint of the divinity that is attached to that specific word. So when I say a mantra with, invoking Goddess Lakshmi, the word itself connects directly through an energetic elevator to that goddess, saying, hey, that's why when you say mantra in the beginning, you have to do the offerings before you can start listening to the mantras. And even once a week, you do the offerings, because you're basically going to someone, knocking at their door and saying, can you give me what you have? Now, affirmations are usually in modern words, modern languages, but each word also is tied to a vibration. So it is tied to a sub-spirit, a sub-worker, either an ascended master or what Western people or religious people call angels. Those words, when you say the word pain, it ties to a specific entity that governs over the realm of pain. You can call it hell. If you say wealth, it's going to tie to a group of entities that govern over, that have dominion over, on earth. I provide wealth. So you're going to have entities or spirits relating to money or currency or opulence or architects that provide buildings for the rich. All of the entities that tie to a dominion. So that word, when you say the word wealth, you connect with a subdivision of a higher realm. That is why a mantra will always be, even if you don't understand what you're saying. You're saying the mantra, you're saying the word Amen is the name of God. I don't care if you don't know what that word is. It is still a highly vibrational because it connects with that divinity. It doesn't connect with the creatrix, but it relates to that entity that governs, that had dominion over the creation, that oversaw, the architect that oversaw the creation of our realm. You're going to say a word relating to Mahalakshmi. You're going to say a word that relates to Oshun. It connects her to her directly. That's why you have to do the honoring. But the biggest entity you need to honor is your goddess tied to you and yourself. That's why when I make the potions, I connect with your goddess so that we know, because so many of you come with the symptoms and saying, oh, I want this, this is my suffering, but in reality, it's something else. That is why I'm going to do the rituals to open the roads for you. And she's going to tell me what are the plants I'm going to put, what is the degree of resin I should put, what is the precious stone she's connected to, what is the whatever, the pheromone she's connected to. It is tied to an actual entity. Most of you like to call it energy because you think that energy is just some ambient thing that is around you. So, long story short, this is here. I've listened to you. And specifically, and somehow I just feel like it's the same story all the time. My clients come, they buy the potion, and they come, because when you buy the custom potion from me, you have my direct, you have one of my private, you have a WhatsApp number, which is private. You can contact me via WhatsApp. You can send me videos of you can send me audios, you can send me messages, and I reply. So you don't have to rely on emailing me and waiting 72 hours when I'm available to answer. And most of the time, that it's not me answering. It's my assistant, Julia, who answers the email. She answers everything, but the WhatsApp is, MP, I had a dream last night and I'm confused. And I answer to you because if it's urgent, I'm going to answer to you. No, don't worry. Or what was the dream about, etc., etc. So that is why I created Moaning to Manifest, because I would tell them, I've been talking about sacred moaning for so long, and people are like, but how do I do the moaning? Because they thought, and I saw some of my clients, they thought that sacred moaning was just sitting down and doing like ex movie star or a porn star and just moaning and fake moaning, and this is what I meant. No. Moaning, the sacred moaning is a process, and you can do even my Moaning to Manifest program. I know some of my clients who have done sacred moaning for 5 months and they never were able to moan. They were still sighing, or they were moaning on the inside, but it didn't come out until the sacredness of it, their womb was liberated and they were able to moan. That's when transformation is just so juicy. So I created it for my potion clients because I want to support, because the potion is what I do. Potions are the fastest way to change yourself emotionally, because a plant has a sacred DNA, right? The sacred DNA itself, you can't change it. You can't change it. If the sacred DNA of that plant is to hurt you, it's going to hurt you. If the sacred DNA of that plant or that resin that I'm using or that stone that I'm using, if their DNA is money, period, upgrade, period. When I use emerald, I'm going to go and get the emerald. The emerald costs, one stone usually is like $3,000, $5,000, right? That's why you have my potions that are infused and you have my potions that are like with the stone. So that emerald only has one job: to upgrade you. You can come and be the most defeated, the most victim bound, the most whatever. You put emerald on you, you don't have a choice. You're going to think differently. The moment you're going to start to go back to your old ways of being like, no, but this is hard. it's gonna kick your ass. You're gonna have an accident. You're gonna have someone falling on you. You're gonna lose something, because the spirit that is with the potion is like, we're moving forward. We're moving forward because an emerald can only do what it's supposed to do. That's why the potion is the fastest way to fall in love with yourself. When you fall in love with yourself, the spirit realm, aka what you guys call the universe, has no other choice but what? To fall in love with you. So this here is the same. Because my clients were like, MP, I don't know when to use my potions. I know I need to use it in the morning, I need to use it in the evening, but then I go to work, I'm busy, I have kids, I'm divorced, I'm this or that. So I was like, okay, let me come up with something that I'm going to give to my potion clients for free. And I finished this. This is it. This is the last final draft. And I'm going to do two things. I'm going to put it on my website so that even if you're not using my potions, at least you have, like, it's full. It's full. I have, I believe, it's supposed to be a planner, which tells you, you do this at what time, you did. I even went into food, guys. I went into food, like how to eat. I was unstoppable. But, you know, lingerie, dancing naked, all of that. So I give this as recommendation. How can you turn a bath into an actual sacred ritual? And if I don't have a bathtub, how can I do it? If I'm still, so I have the splurge version and I have the scarcity version until you become that person. So this here, my potion clients, you get this as of now. If you order my potions as of now, you're now getting this. So it's gonna go with you. It's gonna go hand in hand with you, so that it's a, you know, soft life. You make a lot of money, but it's hard work. You don't have time for yourself. You don't know how to organize yourself. You need to have the soft life. You are suffering financially. You need to get to even understanding, grasping what it means to have a soft life. It's gonna help you. You want to manifest love. In any case, it's written here. A year of sacred femininity for financial and romantic success. For me, it's ludicrous when I hear women saying that I'm gonna be a boss lady because men, what is this woman told me? Men ain't shit. So she's like, MP, I just want to focus on like my career, you know, like I want a raise, I want a promotion, I want an investment. So we worked on stuff. So she has like the potion, you know, she's on the potion prescription from, you know, she's gonna be 6 months into the prescription. But she told me men ain't shit. Why would you say that to me? You're supposed to have it all. You're supposed to be activating yourself, communicating in communion with a man, with the lingam. You have a yoni, you have to be with the lingam to have the sacred blessings that you only get through sacred sexuality. If you don't practice sacred sexuality, you don't have self-realization. And if you have a man who loves you but you're poor, you're suffering, right? You have to have it all. For you to be happy, for you to really feel like, okay, I'm looking forward to waking up in the morning because I have it all. You're going to wake up and look at your man and be like, I'm tired. You know, I'm tired because last night was just, oh my God. And but still, you're going to be sore physically and you're going to still be so enthusiastic because you need to create, right? You have your womb has been activated, so you need to create. And then, bam, you're going to get all of the creativity, all of the intuitions, all of the new ideas, and you're going to do like me. This here, it's so far, it's 278 pages. 278 pages. It might change 278 pages. I did it in 3 days. 3 days. Because I'm full. Because I'm always overflowing. I'm full. I couldn't stop. I didn't feel like I was tired. I was in Corsica, enjoying myself. Because I'm also with someone who's busy, who has his own businesses. So I'm not clingy. When we're together, bam, but I was working, by the pool, doing my stuff on my computer, making, corrections, whatever. He was there working, having his meetings on the phone and da. 3 days. 3 days. With the help of Canva, I was able to do like little designs, whatever, because it's a planner. So when you're full, you're full. Am I doing this because I don't have enough money? No. But for me, money is on a more to more basis. The more I love myself, the more money shows up, the more money wants to show me it loves me, the more. For me, money is love. So the more love. Who's going to say, oh, I have enough love today? I have enough love. That's it. I'm saturated. Too much love. Too many kisses today. No. Same thing with money. Me and money, we're on a more to more basis. Just like love. Because why? See that mirror there? 5 times a week at least. I'm there. Moaning. Crying. Because whenever a trigger comes, I need to let it out and then it's gone. It's not me anymore. Putting my potions on me. Oh, I also put yoni. I also put yoni rituals here. So that once a week, hopefully, you can honor your goddess. You can honor the physical aspect of the gate of manifestation, which is your womb, your sexual energy. So I also put that on Fridays. I put challenges because you need to get out of your comfort zone. When you want to, meet men or men to meet you. And when you want to, it doesn't even matter. I told you, my guy, I met him how? I was on my couch and I literally told my best friend. She was like, you never go out. And I'm like, I go out. She's like, yeah, but like when I was single. I was like, my man is going to find me on my couch. I said it like that, it was no big deal. I love myself so much. I practice sacred sexuality. I don't deplete my energy with unsacred practices like some people who will go into self-pleasure, get arousal, climax, so disperse that energy, and instead of being stingy, I have sacred practices. I'm a sacred feminine. I'm a hyper feminine. So I was good being, single when I was single. It was a choice for me to be single. So I was like, he's going to find me on my couch. And bam, the day I decided, a man could be a good addition in my life. Could be a cherry on my cake. My icing is already so sweet. So, what was it? Second date? I had a first date with someone. I was like, nah. Second date, bam. And it's the same story with every guy. I haven't been with many guys because I'm stingy of myself. But every guy I've been with, they knew from just seeing me, like walking. They told me, all of them, they told me, I knew I wanted to be with you. I knew I was supposed to be with you. Period. I didn't have to do anything. The only thing I had to do was serve me, learn to love myself even more. And I don't care how many times you say, I love myself. If you don't show it to yourself, if you don't show that, I know I love myself, so I'm taking time with me for me. So I don't wait to deserve or to have someone inviting me or whatever. All of the stuff. I don't need anyone to, when I went on the date, that day for lunch, I already had caviar. I love caviar. I went in a Russian place, a Russian restaurant, and I had caviar that lunch. So I was amazed, and I had pastry, and you know how much I love pastries, right? So I went on that date, I was already full. I was like, amazing. I'm amazing. I feel amazing. I look amazing. I'm my greatest blessing. I went there, bam. He told me. I had a dream that told me that I was going to be with a black woman. And I've never been interested in any black woman. And I see you. And for me, you know, if you're ready, I'm ready. And I was like, we just met. We just met. Yeah. Okay? You don't have to work for anything except putting in the time to show you, to show your emotional you, to show your energy you, to show your goddess that she deserves honoring. If there's one energy, one entity, one thing, and even if you don't believe in spirituality, just consider her an alter ego. My goddess self, like a lot of people say, my goddess self. Okay, connect with her, you know? If even on an ego base, even if you think she's an alter ego, how many times are you talking to her during the day? How many times do you stop and listen to her? How many times you ask yourself, what do you want to wear today? What do you want to eat today? What would please you, my beautiful goddess? How could I honor you more? Even if you're not a spiritual person, but you acknowledge that maybe as a tool of you feeling better about yourself, let me acknowledge that I'm a goddess on earth. It's not about the clothes you wear and just saying, I'm a goddess. No, you're going to become jaded because you're going to deplete yourself of your sacred energy. And when you lack energy, everything else is sour. You may have all the money in the world. It's not going to be enjoyable. You may have love. You're not going to be able to see it. Everything is going to become dull. Why? And I'm going to end on this note. We are, as energy being, as spiritual being, we are sexual being. Sexual energy, where we have the spirits called the Kundalini at the root of our energy centers. They go up and they awaken our creativity by washing off our trauma, right? Why? Because the cold fire that is our sexual energy is the furnace we need to create, to maneuver. And there are two ways you can manifest: through pain and through pleasure. That is why it hurts when we forget and abandon ourselves. That pain is going to be shown to us as a feedback by everyone we meet. Everyone we meet is going to remind us that you abandon yourself because you're putting everyone else forward. And the other way is through pleasure, what I call, and I called it, and I want to thank Janet Jackson because she was a big star when I was growing up. And that word, because I connected to pleasure, cosmic pleasure, and I was like, cosmic pleasure, it's not. And then I heard the pleasure principle just because of her song. That's it. I have to say, this is the one time in my life I borrowed a concept from someone, from a big star. The pleasure principle. It's a choice that you have to make every day. You're not a victim. Manifesting doesn't come on you. You're already manifesting. But how are you manifesting? Through awakening a toxic masculinity because you're defensive, because you don't have energy, so everything seems hard. You're going up that mountain and you're like, but because I'm working hard, I'm going to deserve it. When I get it, it's going to taste even sweeter. No, it can taste sweet now because as a sexual being, you are already physically, mentally, and emotionally engineered to know what pleasure tastes like. That's why a lot of the times I give my clients this exercise of when they're using the potion and during the day, they're going to do something. I'm going to take my tea. This is mint tea, Moroccan mint tea. I'm going to drink it. One thing about Moroccan tea is that it's probably 3/4 sugar and 1/4 tea. It is sweet. So by acquainting back your body, your physical body, with everything around you that gives you pleasure, your eyes, get used to seeing beautiful things. If you live in a country or a neighborhood when things are not beautiful, haven't you heard this study that said that kids growing up in poor neighborhoods don't have paintings on their walls, so they never even get to see beauty, to imagine beauty as an abstract thing. Go to the park, look at flowers, go to the museum, see all of the ways beauty is going to show up. So you acquaint your eyes, your physical eyes, with what is beauty. It's pleasure. You're looking at something. That's why people pay so much for art. You're going to say, oh my God, people are paying $2 million. They're money laundering. Yeah, some of them are. But why are we investing in art? Because of the feeling it gives us. You can literally look at a beautiful painting and it heals you. It heals one aspect of you as a child that you didn't have. It heals a pain every time you look at that painting. It's like me, my favorite painting. It's very basic. It's Klimt, The Kiss of Klimt. I have it in all. I've made T-shirts of it. I've bought Klimt. The day I have 26. How much is it now? $67 million to buy that painting. I'll buy it for myself. That painting, the gold, the beauty, the love, the emotion of it. I look at it and it heals me. There is no price to it. There's no price to pleasure. That is why you see so many people spending a lot of money on porn for that instant gratification of pleasure. They will spend a lot of money. That's why you see a lot of people going to escorts and whatever, because they want to experience beauty physically. They want to understand, to feel someone speaking softly to them, because maybe they're used to being around masculine women who demand things, who demand love, who demand whatever. And they go to someone who's going to provide them with beauty. Beauty is priceless. Pleasure is priceless. Why doesn't it have a price? Because it is within us already. It is a thing that we're familiar with. That is why it reminds us of our divinity. I see someone coming. I'm going to go. Okay, I think you get the gist of it. This is it. So, stay tuned. If you're a client of mine with the potion, this week you're getting it. If you want to start with it, and you don't have the potion yet, or maybe you can't afford my potions yet, or maybe you don't believe in potions because you're jaded, you're confused, you're mechanical, and you're logical. Good for you. You can start with that. It's very logical. It goes from Monday through Sunday, so it's very logical. And trust me, coming from someone like me, it had a little, I had efforts to make. But I really just try to make it so that it's something that is both something that you can adapt and follow at the same time, meaning that based on your schedule, your whatever, but at least it gives you a blueprint, a guideline, so that you know, even if this 1 week you were too busy or you neglected yourself, you're going to go back to it and say, okay, let me get back on track. Because I matter too much. And I really want anyone who's going to get this from me. So it's going to be on my website as a PDF. You can print it out. Or it's going to be also, I'm going to see with Julia if we have time, because we're busy. And I don't want to be busier than I am already. I'm at full capacity because we're going to see if we can put it on Amazon, so that maybe you can order a version that is printable. Because I feel that for something like this, say, trauma of the week, for example. Okay, this page, trauma of the week. So you go back and you look at